B, Treasurer's Report by Finance Director Stephanie Taylor.
Okay. The city's currently at fiscal year 2015-16 levels in net income. We experienced some variances in the building and zoning department. We are ahead by $85,130 due to the Chase Bank and the Ramada Inn remodeling. We are $360,772 in local taxes related to increases in the handle tax, and due to the expansion of the OTB, it is doing very well, as well as video gaming revenues. And we received those earlier than prior years, so not only is there an increase, but there's also receiving it earlier. Intergovernmental revenues of $855 and intergovernmental revenues related to sales tax being received earlier than the prior year from the state, but we currently are at about the same level. We'll talk about that when we do the budget amendment. And capital expenditures are down $350,000 from the prior year related to drainage improvements that we did last year that we do not have in this fiscal year's budget. We are $452,000 ahead of budget due to police fines and fee collections. Those are continuing to be ahead of schedule. Our debt recovery program is still doing very well, and we're submitting stuff to our collection agency, who is collecting about $7,000 to $8,000 a month for us. The video gaming, obviously, establishment as well as the OTB are doing well, so they are ahead of budget, and all departments are currently under budget. And due to delay in hiring replacement of employees, the downtown evaluation is in the current budget, but it has not been spent, so that is also creating a variance to budget, and we're expected to be slightly better than the original budget that was prepared.
Questions, please?
I noticed at the bottom of your memo you said slightly better.
Yes.
What does slightly better translate to?
Well, if we do here's my budget amendment. We are, based on the new budget, we are anticipating being about $96,000 better.
At the end of the year?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes, sir.
The question is in reference to something you brought up, and the question is actually for Director Peterson. You had mentioned that the OTB is doing quite well. Is the OTB done? Is their build out complete?
There are some minor exterior things that are yet to be finished. The exterior wall on the north side of the building isn't done, their final drainage, and then some final ephes work over the main entrance. The owners ended up taking advantage, and I know got some late funding that they were short, even with the help that the city gave them. But they were working diligently last month to get wrapped up, and then got hit with the cold. So I've got a meeting with Dave set for Thursday to see exactly what's left on the structure. But they made significant strides in the fall. The front of the patio is done. They did most of the wood around the whole outside, but the north side between the hotel office and the driveway on that side is not done yet.
When does the reimbursement expire for the TIF? We had put a timeline on that, if I recall.
According to the action is that the final payment wouldn't be done until the CFO was issued, and that, but I don't remember.
Is that the certificate of occupancy?
Yes.
The final money paid out.
The final. No, Scott. Let me rephrase it. The final certificate of occupancy. We gave them conditional based on getting the last, but the only leverage we had for them to finish was the last 50.
Right, and so they were supposed to be finished, however, wasn't at the time of before the Derby last year, back in May. And then we gave them certificate of occupancy and an extension in the time to get it done, and here we are January of the following year, and we're still not done. At what point are they gonna finish this? I mean, we've done everything in our power to help these guys, and all they're doing now is taking advantage of it. How do we close the door on this?
It's a very
I
good.
don't mean to blindside you with this, but, you know, I hear a report saying that the OTB is doing very well, yet they can't finish $50,000 worth of repairs that are being reimbursed.
As was stated at the time that they came in, there's a difference between the operation of the OTB and the operation of Players Pub. There's a distinct difference from what was said here by both Dave and the member from Hawthorne of the relationship. And my understanding is it's Dave and Players that are in the TIF. The OTB is not part of that arrangement, and the agreements that the city had, and please someone correct me because I wasn't here at the time, was between the owners of Players, not the owners of Hawthorne.
And the owners of
It
Players
was the carrot to
representing the
get the
OTB.
work done because we knew the OTB was coming, and that's what they couldn't do as part of, they couldn't make those improvements. I understand the agreement is with the owners of Players, but the enticement was done because the OTB was coming.
And from the increase in revenue, there's a revenue coming to the city because the OTB is here. However, I don't think the arrangement between Hawthorne and Players, from what Players has told me, I haven't been able to confirm this, is not as lucrative between Hawthorne and Players, and the guys at Players are on the hook for the money.
I agree, but that's something, that's a decision they made when they
Correct.
set that up. I mean, they
Correct.
knew they were getting this money for the improvement. They made a deal with Hawthorne to get a certain rent from them. We had no part in that, but
Unfortunately, they've made their problem our problem.
Correct, because now we're stuck in,
It needs to be.
we're stuck 11 hours and 30 minutes into a 12-hour agreement, and they're that close, but they, everything I hear, it's a push and shove because they're scrambling to take whatever cash flow they have to finish. And
There needs to be a deadline and a penalty put in place to get these things done. We keep saying, last year it was the same thing. It was the cold, it was the winter, it was, everything that was stopping this from being completed. But here we are 12 months later in exactly the same boat.
I'll have to research with the agreement if there's a penalty clause in which we can go in there or setting them up with something else.
Well, Joe should take a look at that because, we don't really know what the agreement was. I remember a lot of it, but I'm not, at this moment in time, there's no sense discussing it. Let's get the agreement out. It expired a while ago, by the way. But we let them go on. I talked to Hawthorne last week. No reason just to call and make sure we're all happy in the pool. And they really like what's happened there for the OTB. Jeff and forgot the president's name. Jeff was the guy that came here and made presentations. They're really pleased. They said they've doubled their volume.
Okay. This is not meant to be a personal attack on Hawthorne.
Oh, not at all.
Personal attack
Not
on the
at all.
owners of Players. This is purely a business decision in which we need to finish this.
I have personally called Dave and said, look, I'm gonna pull the rest of the TIF money if you don't get the damn place finished. I did that 4 times. What got me? Nothing. But we do get income from the operations. Weather's a good excuse. Nobody's moving anything out there right now. But that's only a 3-week event. I mean, it's only been the last 3 weeks. So let's look it up and let's use a little influence. If they don't have money, what are we gonna do?
You gotta find the money to finish, otherwise they don't get the money that,
Right.
From the
And that's what we
well,
said.
no, I would
They
suggest we
didn't-
go to Publicus or
Yeah.
some other mall and say,
We're
can
done.
you guys use this for an improvement? Because that's what we did
Yeah.
for that. I mean, if we can improve something else, $50,000, at least we're gonna
it's a
see
heck
a
of a
return.
refacing it.
Public is not a good choice. We offered him $800,000, and he said my taxes are gonna go up, and he told me to go away. So he's a smart guy. Just a little tangent here. He has no mortgage, and he likes running 92% occupied. That Denny's is a travesty on our whole city. It's terrible. Talking about Publix. Anyway, let's look into it and let's see let's get something in writing, Dan, you're dealing with the guy too. Have him write it down, say, hey, we got this, this, and this to do, it'll be finished this date and this date and that. And if that's acceptable, then we'll go from there.
I think it'd be useful to get the agreement and what was expected as part of that, because, we talk about they have to finish the facade and the north wall. Is that what was listed? I don't know what was in the original agreement. I know their parking lot's falling apart, and I don't know if that was part of it too, or.
I'm pretty sure it is, because they're waiting until spring to put the parking lot up. They waited last spring too, but, I have a lot of confidence they'll do it.
I just fear that it's not done, it'll never be done. We might as well just pull the 50 grand back and put it somewhere where we can do something with it.
I accrued $50,000 in last year's budget. They have to be done this year because, yes.
Budget year?
Fiscal
Yeah.
year.
I think that's what I
Fiscal year.
remembered.
Yeah.
So they have to be done and be paid out by April 30th.
That was the twilight date, right?
Oh, it was, yeah, I think so. It was-
Okay, well, I mean, remind them of it and say, hey, if you're not done, you forfeited that money.
Well,
This is not another.
let me say this, there's not an excuse for them or anybody else. We're gonna lose some businesses this year, okay, and we've got to try to replace it. I wanna focus on that. This guy's got an operation that's paying. That helps. Nobody's ever said that place looks dirty or it's a dump or anything like that. I've never gotten that kind of thing. I don't know if Joe or Dan, I've never heard anybody say that. We have the 50,000 on hold at least. We can rescind it anytime, maybe even before the end of the season. But then what do we got? He still doesn't finish the place. So, I mean, it's delicate, not from the standpoint of what he should do or shouldn't do. It's delicate from trying to get a business up and running. And we've helped him a great deal. And
I think that's an understatement.
no,
A great deal.
Huge.
we've helped Ultra a great deal, you could say that. But I don't think in the scheme of things that we've helped them a great deal anyway. We have helped them. You're right about that.
Well, it's got to follow up.
Thank you.